Today, we're diving into a topic that's as strategic as it is controversial. Donald Trump's recent statements about the Panama Canal. Does China really control this vital route, as the newly elected American president suggested? And what does this mean for global geopolitics? If you're curious to uncover the true story behind these claims and the potential consequences for the future, stick around until the end. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Let's get started. The idea of building a canal to connect the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans is much older than you might think. Since the 16th century, this region has been recognized as a strategic route. However, it wasn't until the late 19th century that the first concrete efforts were made. France led this initial endeavor under the supervision of Ferdinand de Lesseps, the same engineer who masterminded the Suez Canal. But the challenges in Panama were on a whole different level. The dense tropical rainforest, rugged terrain, and the constant threat of diseases like malaria and yellow fever turned the project into a tragedy. Thousands of workers lost their lives, and the ambitious French project ended in failure. In the early 20th century, the United States took over the responsibility for the canal, but not without first securing strategic control of the region. In 1903, with American support, Panama declared independence from Colombia. The following year, a treaty was signed granting the U.S. control over the canal zone in exchange for financial compensation and military support. Construction resumed in 1904 with a more organized and technological approach. One of the most significant breakthroughs came from American scientists who tackled mosquito infestations, drastically reducing deaths from tropical diseases. After a decade of intense work, the Panama Canal was finally inaugurated in 1914. This milestone represented not only a triumph of engineering, but also established the canal as a vital trade route and a powerful geopolitical tool for the United States. Why did the United States control the Panama Canal for so long? The answer lies in a combination of military strategy and economic power. Controlling the canal meant ensuring a faster route between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans is essential for trade and national security. Throughout much of the 20th century, the canal was a critical asset for the U.S., especially during key moments like World War II and the Cold War. Additionally, the area surrounding the canal functioned almost like American territory, with military infrastructure and communities of U.S. citizens. However, this dominance became a symbol of colonialism for Panamanians, fueling nationalist movements and intense protests in the 1960s and 1970s. Amid this growing discontent, the Torrijos-Carter treaties were signed in 1977, outlining a gradual transition of canal control. This process culminated on December 31, 1999, when Panama finally assumed full administration of the canal. Today, more than 14,000 ships pass through the Panama Canal annually, carrying goods that represent about 6% of global trade. The United States remains the largest user, followed by China, Japan, and South Korea. This logistical efficiency not only saves thousands of miles of navigation, bypassing the treacherous Cape Horn route, but also offers strategic advantages in times of conflict, allowing for the rapid deployment of military vessels. In recent years, China has significantly increased its economic presence in Panama. Since 2017, when Panama severed diplomatic ties with Taiwan and established relations with Beijing, Chinese companies have heavily invested in infrastructure projects such as ports and highways. Although China does not directly control the canal, its growing influence has raised concerns in the U.S. China's strategy of acquiring ports and investing in areas adjacent to the canal is seen as a way to exert indirect pressure and control over this vital route. Despite American concerns, the Panama Canal Authority, which has managed the canal since 1999, assures that the infrastructure is neutral and remains entirely under Panamanian control. However, analysts warn that Chinese investments may have long-term geopolitical implications, shaping the balance of power in the region and potentially worldwide. At the end of 2024, Donald Trump reignited the debate over the Panama Canal, claiming that China controls it and suggesting that the U.S. should take it back. This statement sparked intense reactions, particularly because the transfer of canal control to Panama was ratified by the U.S. Congress, making any attempt to retake it legally unfeasible. Trump, however, hinted at the possibility of using indirect means such as coups, to install a pro-U.S. government in Panama. This idea fueled political debate but lacks practical or legal support. Moreover, Trump's claims were widely debunked by Panamanian authorities and experts, who reaffirmed that the canal's administration remains entirely Panamanian and that there is no evidence of a Chinese military presence in the region. While the canal is officially under full Panamanian control, concerns about China's growing influence in Latin America are not unfounded. China has aggressively expanded its investments in infrastructure, including ports and highways near the canal, as part of its global strategy to strengthen its economic and geopolitical presence. A striking example of this strategy is the port of Chancay in Peru. A massive investment of nearly $4 billion resulted in one of the largest and most modern ports in South America. This approach, combining monumental infrastructure and strategic diplomatic relations, is also evident in Panama. The strategic importance of the Panama Canal transcends its borders, making it a focal point in the rivalry between the U.S. and China. While Trump insists that China already controls the canal, this claim appears more rhetorical than factual. However, Beijing's rapidly expanding influence in the region raises questions about the future balance of power in Latin America. The Panama Canal remains at the center of geopolitical tensions. For the U.S., it's crucial to ensure that this strategic infrastructure remains neutral, while China continues to bolster its economic presence in the region. The real question isn't whether China controls the canal, but to what extent its growing influence could shape the future of this crucial trade route. What do you think about this clash of giants over one of the most strategic points in the world? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel right now. It's quick, free, and it helps us a lot. Leave a like and share this video with someone who'd enjoy this topic. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.